People, we are back again. Urban Creative Clothing, YouTube channel, Be Brave, Be Kind, Create. I want to send big love out to all the supporters right now. Today, we got someone really special in the house and in the hot seat. None other than Mr. Benny L. How you doing, Benny?
You all right, mate? Yeah, good, man. I'm all good.
For those that are just joining the channel, we're bringing you content of all sorts. We're bringing you mixes, tutorials, we're bringing you insights into your favourite artists' lives and all sorts of other stuff in between. But today, me and Benny are going to just be having a chat today, basically, and talking through a bit about his career, a bit about his journey, and ultimately a bit about some of the values behind Urban Creative Clothing and how they relate to him, I guess. So, Benny, I think it would be great for our viewers just to find out a little bit more about Benny L pre-Benny L, if that makes sense. Tell us a bit about the years.
So I'm from South East London. Grew up around like Elms End, Beckenham and Penge.
You're a South London boy through and through then?
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about, you know, I suppose your teenage years moving, because I remember you and me had a journey on the Eurostar back from Belgium about a year ago after playing a hospitality gig. And we talked about so much stuff and covered, you know, so many topics, but I remember you telling me a bit about how you actually first got into jungle drum and bass.
Yeah. So my brother's about 10 years older than me, so he had decks and he just like mixed in his room as a hobby and like mess about with Fruity Loops. He'd go to Croydon every weekend and like at Swag Records and come back with a load of tunes and I just sit there and sort of watch him like mix. So yeah, he played like so jungle, drum and bass and garage, and that's what I was into. Back then, and going to school like listening to sets from like raves and stuff, and recordings like on the bus and stuff. I was the only one really that was into drum and bass as well. So used to go to like, well, obviously not like when I was that young, but yeah, when I was like probably going out, like I usually go out on my own because none of my mates were into it, so I just go fab it on my own and stuff.
I can relate to that definitely. I think it's like when all your friends are doing something at school, like especially during those years, you're like, to find your own path is difficult, man.
Yeah, man. I think it's different now because of like all the unis. Like, we play at unis now, don't we? So
yeah,
and they're right. It's drum and bass is pretty much like the popular thing. So
yeah. But
back then it was very specialist. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like most people was into grime or hip hop and stuff. So to be the drum and bass when you're young, like you've got to have some proper path in that.
100%, mate. Did your brother have decks then, or?
Yeah. So he mixed his room and stuff.
That's where the bug started then for you.
Yeah. So and I think when he moved out, he didn't have room for the deck, so his dad was looking after them. I think when I was about 15, 14, so I asked him if I could have them so I could like go through them and try and teach myself. So got hold of them, clean them up because they were filthy, and then just went through them.
That's a small price to pay for some 1210s, I guess, isn't it, to clean them up?
No, there weren't. There was Gemini's PT 12. Yeah.
Right. So like the sort of not the Technics just yet then.
There was like the Technics were that. I was like the sort of that they were the ones that everyone wanted, didn't it? They were like, I mean, that was a bit special. So
I remember one of my mates getting some 1210s and he was like, you know, he was like God. Do you know what I mean? He was he got Technics. So tell us a little bit about because you mentioned school, obviously listening to mixes. Tell us a bit about school and that for you.
So school, like for like the first half of it, like till year 9, like from like primary like till year 9, I really was struggling. Like I sort of had the brain injury from when I was little, and it's ABI, so it's very similar to like dyslexia, and like he had trouble with balance and stuff. Like I couldn't quite like walk in a straight line or hold a pencil even. So when I was like early from having the accident, but yeah, so I just like really struggled to sort of talk a bit and take in what the teacher was saying and stuff. So I just sort of I gave up in the end, and yeah, just music and football was like I just sort of just done that really.
Right.
That was sort of what I was all about back then. So, but yeah, I played trumpet and piano and drums and stuff. So I was just sort of just on that and football.
If you don't mind, Benny, like just for our viewers and stuff, you mentioned an accident. So you were involved in a car accident when you were younger, weren't you?
Yeah, it's about when I was 6, so I was with just my family. Yeah.
Understood. So obviously that journey from a kind of learning perspective, music, football, I guess academic stuff wasn't so much one for you.
No, not at all. So I think in year 8, was trying to get funding like from the councils and stuff to go to a specialist school, like dyslexia and stuff. So I ended up doing that, and it was like the classes was like 8 to a class, and they just taught you in a very different way. Like before I was before at normal schools, I was like not on written, or like they were trying to sort of give me some sort of things to sort of help me concentrate and stuff like that. But when I went to the specialist one, there was like, you don't need to have that here because it's just, you just don't need to have it because it's it's a very bad thing, that really. I think really just needs CBD, to be honest. Like sort of natural, and it's like better for her. And but no, the doctors after what they give you, it's all a test. It's all a bit of a hit and miss thing. Like they gave me some other thing I tried, and I was just in bed for 2 weeks. I couldn't get out. Like, I was well ill. Like, so it's just like, what was that you gave me? But it's like they didn't even know themselves.
We're seeing a lot of that even like in present day now, aren't we? This sort of like over reliance on prescription drugs and stuff. It's ridiculous. For you, I guess you could say music's been a bit of a therapy for you, I assume.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. Like it's my way of communicating, really. I don't think I'd be like, I probably wouldn't be making music like this if I didn't have that. So I might be, but I don't know. It just makes you like see things differently, or like, do you know what I mean? When I was learning like making tunes and stuff, it's like, because before I went to my old man's a carpenter, so I wanted to like do woodwork and like carpentry when I was at school. So I sort of just saw like when you EQ and stuff, like sculpturing sounds and that. So I sort of looked at it like that, and then it just worked. So I just understood it a bit better. So I've just
That's an amazing way of learning, I think, or like digesting information and stuff. I was interested to know, like, when did you actually realise that you were actually dyslexic or had a similar condition? What did you say the name was?
Oh, it's ABI, so it's an acquired brain injury, it's called. Right. So it's straight after the accident. Like, I was just really quiet and just not the kid I was before, really. When
you were at school, like in 14, 15 or whatever, were you aware inside yourself?
Yeah, I knew it, and also like I sort of tried to sort of say, because obviously I was different and stuff, and I would get like frustrated and stuff and upset, like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I can't do such and such and that. The specialist school just sort of taught me to sort of look at it differently. Like dyslexics, like, are mostly like really, really creative. Oh, what's his name? The artist, like Van Gogh or something.
Yeah, Van Gogh.
He was, him and Einstein. He was dyslexic.
Is that what? I didn't know that.
There's different ways of like expressing yourself. Like, do you know what I mean? It's really good. Like, it might not be able to like put into words what you're trying to say to someone, but you could like paint it, or do you know what I mean? Or make a tune. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like that, man.
Understood. So it's something that you've obviously decided to sort of talk to us about today, which is amazing. But I'm assuming this is probably not something that you talk about that often.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Well, I do, but I just like, not like shouting about it on the internet or something. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I just recently just felt like it'll be quite good to sort of like put it out there and hopefully inspire people. Do you know what I mean?
Is that because you've got to a point now where you ultimately have got a platform? Now?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I think sort of it feels right to talk about it now. So, like at school, like, I mean, the school system's just really, really terrible, especially even more so now, because obviously, like, to like test kids, like they need funding and like, do you know what I mean? Like, the government's just not like just sort of turning the teachers away from sort of testing kids and trying to find out what they need and giving them extra time. But it's mainly about just like giving kids time to sort of like connect with them like down on a level rather than like just like all tests and stuff. So
rather than feeding them what the curriculum says, it's like, well, some people don't learn like that, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And also you feel like you're different and like you can't, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm dyslexic, I can't like spell or write, or do you know what I mean? Or you just put yourself down, but actually it's a bit of a gift really. So sort of trying to change sort of the thought behind it. Do you know what I mean?
100%, mate. That's amazing. Why do you think, just out of interest, why do you think a lot of people find it difficult to talk about as a subject if they suffer from it or if they have it?
I don't know. I think I don't know. Maybe we're just sort of used to like years at school, like, do you know what I mean, like being different or like just used to sort of get laughed at or something. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's sort of just trying to sort of change that sort of mentality a bit, really.
I think it was you that said to me once that, you know, you don't spell your music, do you?
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what I mean? You don't, like, if you hear the tune, you don't try to spell it back, do you?
I don't know what I think it's it's like a social stigmatism, isn't it, about dyslexia, like looked upon as something negative. I guess in a way you could argue that it's made you who you are today. Yeah,
definitely, 100%. Yeah.
What do you think would have been the other options for you if that had never been the case? You know, any idea?
Just do carpentry. that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Until I got my brother's deck, and then I was just getting into it more, and then I was like, yeah, man, this is what I want to do. So I was looking at videos of like raves and stuff and people DJing and that. It blew my head off. I was like, yeah.
I bet you never thought back then that you'd be standing in front of a crowd in Las Vegas playing your music.
No. No, man. Yeah.
You're one of very few artists that I know that's played EDC in Las Vegas. Can you tell us a little bit about the story out there?
Oh, it's mental, man. It was it's crazy, mate. Like, so yeah, how that come about was me and Shim playing on his stage at Let It Roll, and Forrest from Bass Rush and Insomniac was by the stage, and then he just saw the set and he was like, oh, I loved it, like, got to bring this to America. So got the visas and stuff, so, and then got all set up for EDC. So it was mental. That was 2018, I think.
Was Vita Black out by then?
No, but no, it weren't. It's before PC Helicopter. I haven't Vita Black, but I played it there. That was the first time I played PC Helicopter, actually. Yeah, it was.
How did your music go down with the Americans?
Yeah, really well, man. So we had a couple other sets, and you know what I mean, like they changed sort of. They didn't really stick to their guns a little bit, but I was playing like Warhead and like like stranger and everything. Do you know what I mean? It's like just proper going into what we do. Do you know what I mean? Didn't change at all. but yeah, basically, I think there was like we played after like some dubstep guy, and it was like packed, like mental, like. And then with Come On, I thought, oh, I've got to start with Helicopters in it because like people will know it, and like, do you know what I mean? Like the intro, and like everyone knows the tune, right? So yeah, I thought that would be a good like little thing to grab them with, and then they got it. But there was like about 15 minutes when like there were people like they were going to see someone else, or do you know what I mean? They weren't into drum and bass, so. Looked at shit, I was like, oh, come on, man, come on. And then I looked back up and it was Rams. I was like, oh, there you go, we got it. And we just started the guns, and yeah, no, it was well good, like well good. Played Phantom Black there, and like, because the stage was like really tall, and it's basically in a massive speedway.
Is it NASCAR or something?
Yeah. So, and then it's basically like a fair inside this, so. And there's like other stages. There's like loads of different other stages. But yeah, so I was up there. I didn't know like the first bass time. I was like, wow. It was like it like echoed around the whole fucking place. I was like, whoa.
I bet that sound took them by surprise a little bit.
Yeah, there was like it was all a bit like.
Yeah, just hearing that sinister bass, mate. Like, do you know what I mean?
What you gotta do.
Amazing. So I guess that's what happens when Benny L and Shimon takes the EDC. That's what happens, basically. I just want to, like, in terms of the one thing that I spoke about last week with Harriet Jackson, who did the last video, was the link between mental health issues and creatives, and anything in between. You know, do you have any idea why you think, you know, creativity and you know, sort of mental health or learning difficulties are so linked together?
Yeah, it's an escape from that. So, mate, if you're struggling, like, do you know what I mean? A bit of music, it escapes. It's a bit of an escape, isn't it? So when you're making it, it's like, you know, you're expressing yourself even more. So,
do you feel like you write some of your best music when you're not feeling so great, or?
It does have an effect. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Like, there might be something going on and you're just a bit angry and just take it out on the tune. Yeah. So I'm not an angry person all the time.
I love it.
But that's just drum and bass, isn't it? It's come from the street. It's like, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's naughty, it's mean, do you know what I mean? So it's got to have a bit of attitude in it. So
100%. So, yeah. Do you ever struggle with inspiration, or do you ever struggle with writer's block?
Yeah, now and then. Yeah, this tune, I've basically, this last one on the album, I finished it, but that took me 6 weeks to do because it was such an intense, like, do you know what I mean, like cinematic chord progression and stuff. Do you know what I mean? I was feeling the right frame of mind to sort of do it, and also like the mix down's like quite technical, so you can like really wear yourself out a bit. And that's another thing with ABI. Fatigue is another factor of it, and you can get really tired. So you just got to tell yourself, like, have a break or come back tomorrow. Or yeah.
Do you actively manage that, like, yourself? Do you sit there and say to yourself, do you know what, I'm really tired now, I need to give myself a break?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's been times, like, yeah, even with like even down to like a stream or something. Do you know what I mean? Because it's so different to what you're used to.
I think when it comes to like managing that side of things, for me, definitely, for a lot of other creative people, I think, you know, they don't necessarily give themselves enough of a break.
I think the other thing is just like the way that social media is now, and obviously like with lockdown and stuff, you can think like, oh, do I have I got to like do something? Like, have I got to like just really get it out of there quick? So like you feel like you're still current or something, but it's like, no, not at all. Like, you know what I mean, you're the artist, it's your work. Like, they listen to you, so do you know what I mean? You've got to just like just sort of remember there's nothing wrong with like take your time over things, and you know what I mean, you want to do your best work, and if that means like taking a bit of time and then coming back later, so it is like the best work you can do, then there's nothing wrong with that.
100%. What do you think of the slogan that we have? Be brave, be kind, create. Does that mean much to you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
what does it make you think when you see those words?
Get cut free shirts and that. It's a nice shirt, man.
I'm glad, mate. I'm glad.
No, it's really good. Like, proper, you're doing a good thing, man. And yeah, I mean, yeah, well, be brave. Just like, do you know what I mean? It's you got to be brave to you got to have something about you to sort of make a stand in like any scene, really. So yeah, it's got to be brave in that. Be kind. We'll be kind, innit? Everyone should be kind.
A lot of people struggle with that, you know.
What's the point in like taking the piss out of someone's spelling or like saying, "Oh, release this now, release that." Oh, when's this coming? When's that? It's like, just wait, innit?
Yeah. Just have some patience.
Have a space, man. Yeah. It's coming.
100%. Well, the social media thing's interesting because, you know, do you feel pressured to like deliver? If people are messaging you,
I'll be lying if I said no, because you do a bit, but then you just tell yourself no. I was like, no, like there's a process in putting the tune out. Do you know what I mean? You first got to make it, and then like master it, and then send it off to the label, and then they've got their own schedule. So do you know what I mean? Artwork, if you're doing a bid, there's a lot to do it. Do you know what I mean? So and you want it to be the best product that you can make it. So you just got a bit of patience. But I don't blame. I get it. Like, do you know what I mean? The world we're in now, like everything's very instant. Like, if you want something, you can usually get it. So, I understand. But do you know what I mean? We're drum bass, we're old school, so we do. Do you know what I mean?
100%, mate.
Yeah.
What? Tell us a bit about just to sort of like round things off. What are your plans over the next year? I mean, I know we're not going to be gigging anytime soon, are we? So, what have you got in the process?
Just kind of making tunes. The album's done, but ideally, I want it out when the clubs are there. Do you know what I mean? You're meant to hear it in the club, like, and DJs playing it and stuff. So do you know what I mean? That's ideally when that's what we make it for. So
you're going to delay the release date because of that? Do you
think? Well, not really delaying it. I just think because I've just finished it, and it's going to take a while to process it anyway. So I think hopefully by the time that it's ready, the clubs are coming back. So hopefully, but I'm not going to say the time or anything, but I really want it with the clubs. You know what I mean? It's the first album. I just want it to be all sweet.
A lot more to come from you, Benny. Yeah. I'm sure, and looking forward to it, mate. I just hope that we have some good news soon on the lockdown front. Because people like yourself should be out tearing up clubs and venues all over the world, which we will get back to. We'll get back to very soon. Last and final question for you, mate. Any pearls of wisdom you can offer to the young ones, to the ones that are starting their journeys now?
Stick to you, and be brave, be kind of just really knuckle down with it, and just try and find your groove, if you like.
The universe is an interesting thing, isn't it? When you put enough out there, like you've done, and you put enough graft in, you knew what you wanted to do from way back, and it's ended up happening, hasn't it? So I guess it gives some some confidence to other people out there. Really appreciate you talking to us today, Benny, and obviously talking to us about some subjects that are close to your heart, and things that hopefully our viewers will watch and learn something by as well. That's the aim of what we're bringing here.
Man.
And I look forward to having a beer with you when this bullshit is over.
Very soon.
Absolutely.
Mate. Cheers for having me, man.
No problem, Benny. Good to speak, mate.
Right. Cheers, mate.
Ta-da. Bye.
See ya.
I search for marijuana.